To ensure plenty of positive experiences and opportunities for learning, it's important to have an efficient setup, especially when you're training children. Before each practice session, ask yourself the following questions. What kind of space am I using? How many children am I expecting for this session? Which concept do I want to focus on? What kind of goals and other equipment do I need for this session? And how many balls? Ideally, you should plan your practice session so that you can do everything with a single setup. Constantly changing fields, setting up and taking down cones, and so on is always a waste of time. Now we want to show you some exercise formats that are especially appropriate for children's soccer. Line exercises are good for extra large groups. They provide plenty of touches because players are always practicing in pairs. Despite the size of the group, you can keep an eye on everyone, going from group to group and making individual corrections. You can assign different tasks depending on players' skill levels. Of course, line exercises can get boring if you're not careful. You always have to make sure that they're age appropriate. Here are a few tips. One important principle is the use of rotations. Here we have a rotation on two goals set up side by side. The first player plays an instep pass to the second, who runs to a cone and shoots from there, also using the instep. That way, almost all the players in both groups are constantly in motion.
Jawohl!
The same format is also excellent for holding competitions between two simultaneously active teams. This creates tension, which is great for motivation.
2-0 für Weiß. Oh, die Weißen wollen sich revanchieren. 2-0 für Weiß, super gehalten, Kipper, von beiden Torhütern. 2-0 für Weiß. Immer noch 2-0 für Weiß. 3-1. 3-1, direkt 2 Tore. Immer noch 3-1 für Weiß.
Another effective format for large groups is station training. To make practice groups as small as possible, you have players practice on 3 fields at once, as shown here. That way, almost all the players are actively engaged. Station training is certainly an ideal format for large groups. However, it's not always easy for coaches to keep an eye on what's happening on 3 different fields at once. Here's a tip. Try to recruit an assistant who will either watch what's going on in specific fields or take on other practice-related duties. Assistants can be older youth players, for example, or especially involved parents. You can even do station training in small spaces, which makes it an ideal format for indoor practice sessions. In the bottom half of the area, players take turns practicing diving headers. In the other half, they're practicing bicycle kicks on a soft mat.